Today we are going over Leetcode question 121, best time to buy and sell stock. If you're interested in how to do this in the real market today, I have a video which I'll show on screen now that points you exactly how to do this, and it's actually using an AI bot that will do this for you. So if you're interested in that, be sure to check out that video. But without further ado, let's get right into the code. Alright, so starting off here, we know that best time to buy and sell stock is an easy difficulty question, and we'll go ahead and read this so that we can actually understand what it's asking for in this problem. So we are given an array prices, where prices I is the index of a given stock on the ith day. You want to maximize your profit by choosing a single day to buy one stock and choosing a different day in the future to sell that stock. Return the maximum profit you can achieve from this transaction. If you cannot achieve any profit, return 0. So right away, we know that we're going to have to look at two different prices to find out what the actual output is that we're looking for. We're given input prices of 7, 1, 5, 3, 6, and 4 in this first example. If we look through these, we can see that 1 is the lowest and 7 is the highest. However, the 7 comes before the 1. So in this, we would not want to choose 7 and 1, having our answer be 6, but instead we want to choose 1 being the lowest, and then the next outcome after that that is the highest, which is this 6. So this is helpful because in time we can only go forward. So in this problem, we'll start at the left and we can only go to the right as well. The way that I think of this and we've used so far is by using pointers, and I think that pointers will be a great way for us to start this out as well. So let's go ahead and start writing up the code and see how we can do this with pointers. Okay, so now it's time for us to start working on our code. I'm going to go ahead and place our example at the top here so that we can use it as a reference. And we had decided we're going to be using two pointers. We're going to use pointer left and we're going to be using pointer right. So we'll set that equal to 0 and 1, and then we're going to start on our if statement. But before we go into our if statement, we want to make sure that we only do this for every element in our index, so we can only read it one time and keep a time complexity of big O of n. To do this, we are going to create a while loop. So in our while loop, we will say that while the right index is less than the final length of prices, which will be the last element. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That will be our index is less than the last element. Then we will go ahead and do our if statement. So now for our if statement, we want to say that if the prices left is less than the prices right, we want to do something. What exactly do we want to do though? So if our left price is less than our right price, we want to subtract the two. If it's not, we want to move our pointers one to the right. So for our elements of 1 and 5, we will say that 1 is less than 5, so we want to take 5 minus 1. So to do so, I can just go ahead and copy this prices right down below, and we're going to subtract from it the prices left. So I'm going to just copy that as well, and now we have our prices right minus the prices left. But we don't want to just do this calculation and not have anything with it. We actually want to store this as a variable. I'm going to call it diff for the difference in this case. And after we've calculated this difference, we want to see if it is our largest difference. And to do so, we will compare it to an element I will call prof for profit. And we will say that if the difference is greater than 0, then we are going to select difference. But that's just for the first time through. The next time through, we want to compare it to prof. To do so, I will replace 0 with prof, and I will create this variable up at the top outside of the while loop, set it equal to 0, so it happens one time, and then every time after this, profit will be defined as the maximum between the difference and the profit. So if we ever get a negative number, then we're going to not have it show up here because it's less than 0. And if we have a large number, then it will show up here. Now for our else statement, what we're going to be doing whenever the price of left is not less than the price is right, or if the price of left is greater than the price is right. So in our example, 7 and 1, the very first example we run through. So 7 is not less than 1. So what happens? We're going to increase 7 by 1 and the right side by 1. So we could do L plus equals 1, and we could do the same thing for right plus equals 1. Now this will work, but an easier and a better way to do this is actually doing left is equal to the right element. Because if there's an additional element here called 0, we'll say, and we go through our elements. We say that 1 and 5, the difference between the two is 4. 1 and 3, the difference between the two is 2. 1 and 0, okay, well that's a negative number, so we're going to skip that one. If we increased 1 to be 5, we're now going to go through our elements an additional time, saying that 5 minus 3, oh that's not it, 5 minus 0, that's not it, until we get to 0 being our new left index. So instead of doing it this way, we're going to actually set the left index equal to the right index, and then we will do right plus 1, but we want to do right plus 1 every time. So now that we have that, we can actually just return this, and we will return the value of profit, what we had defined in our while loop whenever we had a difference that was from right to left as the max. So let's go ahead and run this and see if we had any errors. We did not have any errors, so I'm going to go ahead and submit this, and we can see if we had any errors within our runtime. We did not have any errors. This is actually the best solution for this problem. We passed 212 of 212 test cases, and this runs in a time complexity of big O of n because it goes through every element one time, and it is the constant space because we just define these variables one time and we don't add a new variable every time we go through this. That is all for today. I hope you found this video useful and helpful and that it was able to help you get this problem solved. If you do have any future video ideas or if there's anything you want to see, please let me know and I'd be happy to make a video on that. As well, if you are interested in seeing how to actually the best time to buy and sell a stock in the real market today, I have another video where I'm actually building out a bot that does that for you. So be sure to check that one out, and I'll have future videos like this as well. So be sure to hit the subscribe button and stay tuned for more videos like this. Thank you and have a great day.